Hey folks, I just got finished watching the Houstons on our own, and let me just say that I think they should have had uh, Bobby Christina not be high all the time. And the reason why I say this is because, okay, this is supposed to be like a family show, and I also want to show some values on, I guess, life in general for her from her mother that passed away, Whitney Houston. And just because you're famous doesn't mean, yeah, you have to look bad. Make yourself look presentable for the world. And I'm saying that is to say is that Pat, which is Houston's manager, and Gary, who is the older brother, and Raya is the daughter to them both, the relationship seems pretty good between those two. It's a mother. She's firm. She was also the manager, so she knows the in and outs of what's good for Bobby Christina. But at the same time, first of all, I want to know why in the world did she have on that purple eyeshadow up here, and it was just too much for her skin complexion. And then her cheeks, they were so red, looked like she was like a Raggedy Ann doll. Then I also want to say, Bobby Christina, she's a pretty little girl, but at the same time, she considers herself to be a badass. I don't know if she's a badass because she wants to do whatever she wants to do, like drink and smoke because she's 19 years old and she's like rebelling against the family, which is really ridiculous that they're to help you, not to allow you to do bad in yourself. If you know how to sing and you're good in acting, because like they said, you were in the Tyler Perry movie, you were a good actress. So you should continue with your skills that you know how to do. Now, I also want to mention that why doesn't she have braces? How come they never got those for her, considering she has that big gap? She's a pretty girl, but she just needs to go get her teeth done. If you have the money, pay for it. That's the best thing I should say. And it seemed like when she was sitting, to me, this is just my opinion, when her and her boyfriend, Damon, when they were inside, was it Damon? No, sorry about that. Her boyfriend, Nick, was inside the restaurant and he was talking to her. He just talked so slow, like he doesn't know what's going on. And then she just looks high. I'm trying to figure out whose idea was it for them to actually have this talk, this show actually, right now. Maybe they should have waited a couple of years later as she gotten older and got more respect for herself as to less degrading, because right now she looks like she's just degrading herself, and she gonna look back at this time like, wow, how could y'all let me go on a show like this, being high and wanting to drink. Then they were in a restaurant and she was drinking some alcohol, and the auntie was like, I know she is not drinking alcohol. And actually she was. Looked like she had a wine glass with some orange juice in it. I don't know, it could have been gin juice. But I don't know what gives her the right that it's okay for her to drink. And if she was to do it, don't do it on the cameras. I mean, come on now. Use some brain knowledge. I'm sure you got that. I'm sure you did learn something when you were in school. Then, it's sad to say, but they saying Nick is a friend that she's had for a very, very long time. But at the same time, that's your god brother. That's some sick ancestry. And she talking about, oh, it's not incest. Oh, yes, actually, that would be. If that's your, actually, it sounds like your cousin, not your god brother. And Sissy Houston, the grandmother, she looked kind of confused too, because she was like, why is Bobby Christina kissing on this guy that's been in the family for years? And then she showed the little ring like, oh yeah, I'm getting married. Getting married? You don't know nothing about marriage, but you talking about you ready to get married. So she shows her little bling bling. Oh, I'm getting married, we're engaged. That sounds like something that she's trying to say to have the family be against her. which they will be, especially if you're 19 years old. You're not ready to get married. You need to have your life and do the things that you know how to do positively. Then I saw where they live. When I was in Atlanta in May, my auntie was showing me where Bobby Christina lives in these like townhomes down the street from their house in Roswell. It was pretty nice. And let's see, Ray J had, that's her cousin, which is Nick's sister. She had a swim meet, and she only did one lap across the swimming, and then next thing you know, Bobby Christina was talking about she was tired. She's ready to go. And then Pat, her auntie, was like, are you really tired? Or you just want to get away because your boyfriend is here? And she was like, oh, I'll talk to you later. That's a bunch of malarkey. How you just gonna come for one race and not even see the whole race? If you're gonna go, you're gonna go and support your cousin that's gonna be swimming. You know, that's just crazy. I don't know if it's a highness, from marijuana, or it could be, she could be using some kind of actual pills or something, just like her mother had. It's just like a chain reaction, and I know nobody wants that to happen to her, and I hope something better does happen for her, because she really deserves it. Then, let's see, that eyeshadow that she wears, I don't know what made her decide she wants to wear makeup. To me, that's something that you wear when you're going out to the club and you're older, you're an adult, you know how to wear makeup. But I understand she wants to be noticed. This is her show. But look pretty. You need to have on less makeup, less eyeshadow. Maybe the lipstick is fine, but it doesn't need to be that bright. Try doing some natural colors. You know, that's go to the MAC store. They'll show you how to get a makeover that you're gonna like. Stop being so flamboyant with yourself, being 19 years old. Then Bobby Christina is wild. She drinks at every occasion. The Aunt Pat says, not on my time, you're not. I don't blame you, lady. Teach her the best way you can. You've done a good job at your daughter, and she's in high school. And it's funny because the father was saying that, I guess the Rachel was saying that she likes a boy. And the father was like, well, you better not be bringing home a white boy. And the mother was like, why would you say that? And then Rachel was like, Dad, you should be happy that any guy likes me. I go on their personality, not what they look like, which is really good. So she has some respect and some morals from her mother, knowing how to talk about young guys. And the dad kept saying, well, if you bring somebody home, it's got to be Hugh Hefner. Why would you want her to bring home somebody that's in the Playboy field? That's crazy. The dad walked out and said, my head is going to be hurting for the rest of my life if you bring home a white boy. Wow, that's crazy. That's giving your daughter prejudiced views of her mind. You know, she won't be able to figure out if that's what she likes. Like, I feel you should go for who respects you and not go on, you know, their color, because every nationality you have racism in every color. You could be black and be racist of your own kind, which is ridiculous. So on that note, she keeps trying to grab the liquor every time they go to a little party. They have a dinner party. She always goes and grabs for it, and the auntie's like, no, you're not old enough to drink, and while you're around me, you're not going to be drinking. So I'm looking forward in the new show next week to find out what happens, and hoping that her mind goes to the point where she can get her mind together to do the right things. Just because you have a boyfriend doesn't mean that you can't go forward. You can't, you know, go to acting school and get in movies and stuff. Just because you have a boyfriend doesn't mean you can't do all these things. And to me, it just seems like right now he's like holding her down. How come he's not working? Or how come he's living there in the first place? Apparently he was kicked out of his home a long time ago and he's been living under their roof. So yeah, I guess he has some of their money now, or the daughter gives it to him. Crazy. Well, I'll be staying tuned for next week. And I know if you're wondering about this little scarf, well, this came from Avon. It's actually like a little, it's a scarf. You can wear it any way you like. I was trying to show a point that just because you have money doesn't mean you need to be wearing your hair like however. But you can wear this any way you like. You can wear it on your head, like so. You can wear it around your neck, like so, because it's going to be getting cold. Actually, it's cold already. Wear it like this. Hit myself with it. Or you could wear it as a belt, you know. Or you could wear it up like this as a shirt, like a bathing suit. That'd be kind of cute with a little pin around it. So just some ideas, but stay tuned for next week.